Hi guys, Ali Taylor here, and today we're going to talk about how to stop hitting the ground before the golf ball. Right then guys, so that was my typical 7-iron, round about that 165. We can see that low point after the golf ball, which gives me that ball and then ground contact. Unfortunately, too many golfers out there don't achieve that through impact. If this is your first time watching my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. I hope you're going to enjoy today's content. If you're returning, thank you as ever for taking the time to watch. If you do enjoy the content and you don't subscribe, please consider clicking the subscribe button, ringing that notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for today, let's get you stop hitting the ground behind the golf ball. So I think it's incredibly frustrating when you've got that tee shot away, you feel that you've got a club in your hand like 7-iron down, where you've got a great chance to get the ball on the green, maybe even near the flag, you know, look at like making a birdie, but certainly making a par. And all too often with guys, I see that they get into a good position at address, and hit one of those shots that even though it's still towards the target, it's 30 yards short, and you kind of feel like you've wasted a good drive. Now, a couple of weeks ago, before I was able to hit balls again while we were in lockdown, I spoke about hitting your irons pure every time, and I spoke in the video about feeling how if you were to draw a line up your sternum, for a lot of guys you see them move around, and very often they're behind at impact rather than getting the sternum in front. Now you might be one of these guys that's worked on that, and as good as you feel that you still are on the way back, you really struggle getting in front, so you actually end up falling back, hitting the ground first, getting that low point of the golf swing behind the golf ball, and just absolutely ruining your shots. So what we're going to talk about is it actually a lack of control of the club face that's causing you to hit behind the golf ball? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. What I mean is, if you look down the line, and particularly if you video yourself, this is great. Make sure the camera's in a good position. But as you make your swing, what you'll see with a lot of guys who hit the ground first is as they come back, that club face, the toes pointing straight to the sky, or even a little bit more that way. So what you'll see in the swing is as that club face opens up and too much, they get to the top of the swing, the club face is wide open, that lead wrist's in a poor position, and then they know that they want to get in front and shift that weight forward. But the problem is, if you do that from that position and move, you can see where that club face is going to point. It's going to point over to the right, and it is incredibly difficult to do that. And the only way you can actually square the club face up is that as the club face rolls open, you start down. The body knows it needs more time to square the club face up, so you hang back. That gives you that opportunity to square the club face up. You either catch the ground first, or if you do strike it, it tends to have a huge amount of loft. You might manipulate the club face and hit some very straight shots, but you'll never feel you hit the ball a good distance. You certainly won't feel that you ever compress the ball. And even when you've stopped hitting the ground, you don't really feel it's a great shot. So what we're going to work on is, if your body has compensated for that club face being open, let's work on controlling the club face better to help you hit ball and then ground first. So first thing we're going to work on is how the club moves away from us. So what we want to feel is, rather than letting that club rotate on the way back, we want to feel you very much turn from your chest away from the golf ball. And what you're going to see is, as you get the chest turning away, we're going to get the leading edge of the club much more at the same angle as our spine. even if anything, we might want to feel that the club face is looking a little bit more down at the ground. Now this will feel very different, and this is something I've personally worked on. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually just hit some little waist height to waist height shots and see how that feels. So the first thing is we're going to just do some little practice swings, get a feel for it, and maybe just as a little check, that felt pretty good. Maybe just exaggerate it a little bit. Okay, let's try those for a few. That felt pretty decent. Let's hit a couple of shots just with that little half swing. See how that feels. A little bit slower to begin with as well, so we can exaggerate the feeling. That felt good. And even though the ball's not gone very far, we can see straight away the low point of the golf swing was 2.6 inches after the golf ball. Now, obviously I'd spend a good few minutes doing those little swings, little shots. In the video, I'm not going to do as many. And then we'd want to feel from there that we just continue back maybe to a half backswing. And a good little check here can be as you're getting back and the club's almost around on a video camera around where the back of your back is. Look at again that club face. If it's looking more face to the sky, the club's opening up. Wants to be at least straight up, if not a little bit that way. So again, let's get that feel. Felt good. And again, let's hit a little shot, see how that feels. So it's gone a little bit further. Low points moved 5.6 inches ahead, so that is a massive difference. Certainly for anybody that hits the ground first, that is going to feel huge. So again, we'd spend a little bit of time working on kind of that half one, and now we're going to feel that we get the club passing through those points to the top of our swing. Felt good. There's my normal yardage at 164, 4.1 inches. And I think it's amazing how I get so many guys, and certainly we're currently still in lockdown while I'm doing this video. One of the reasons why I'm in my garage, in my home simulator, is I get a lot of guys sending online golf lessons in at the moment, and really, you know, talking about how they hit the ground first, kind of flick at the ball, never really feel they get a good strike, and yet this isn't anything they ever check. And most guys you see that at the way back, they're here, but certainly on the way down as well, it's very, very open. And it's amazing how well the body actually compensates to hit as many good shots as they do. So I think it's nice if you can get in that habit then of controlling that club face better. How now if you were to flick and not transfer, that ball's going to go way left. If I did that and still kept my weight back, there's an obscene distance left. So I think we're very good at learning how the body needs to be to get the club points in where we want. So with that better control of club face, now the body's able to move forward, the handle leads into impact, we get much more shaft lean, less loft at impact, and we get that ball and then ground contact because we've moved that low point in front of the golf ball. So let's go again with that one. Let's see if I can really kind of exaggerate that feeling and see how it goes. Yes, that felt very, very exaggerated for me. And we can see low point even further forward, still keeping my distance, which is important. I do think a lot of guys will hit the ball further as well. But if you can really start controlling how that club face is working in the backswing and in that downswing, it's going to be amazing how you're going to start hitting ball and then ground first. Right then, so you can see there that as hard as you might have tried watching other videos, really try to control kind of where the center of your body is, You've always found it hard to move in front of the golf ball to get that low point after and give you that really good strike, when all along it might have been that you're struggling to control what that club face rotation is doing, and your subconscious part of your mind is just overruling what you're trying to do to get that club face square back to the golf ball. And if you can really control that club face on the way back, at the top of the swing, and particularly on the way down, you're going to be amazed how much further after the golf ball you can start hitting. You're going to start really compressing the ball. You're going to be hitting it further, and there's no better feeling than getting that ball and then ground contact. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like and share it, comment below, I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you enjoyed the video and you don't subscribe, please click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and then when I drop a new video, you'll find out straight away. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.